happy Easter. We had an Easter egg painting activity planned for this month, and obviously that couldn't proceed in the normal way, but we still wanted to try to have some sort of activity so that we could connect with one another and just enjoy the Easter season together. So first I just want to show you some examples. We were living in, you probably all know that we were living in Denmark, and they do have an Easter egg painting tradition there. It's not really the art form that you see in Eastern Europe, but while we were there, these are some of the eggs that my kids painted just at school or at the daycare, the Bernahus. These are just plastic eggs painted with acrylic paint. This one is, I think it's decoupaged. And then as you see here, they're hanging on, this is just a tree branch I found in my yard, and it's kind of wonky, but it was the best we had in the yard. And so you just basically plant the branch into a pot and then hang the eggs. It's also traditional to hang one of these branches from the ceiling, and then you hang the eggs from the branches and they hang from the ceiling and look cute. So I have some examples of some eggs that I've painted. Just in a variety of ways. I have different kinds of eggs as well. These ones are plastic eggs, and some of these the kids did and some I did. So here's one that I painted first and then I did Sharpie on top. This is one that I did Sharpie first and then paint on top. And if you're interested in doing that, just look up Sharpie doodling on Google and you'll get a variety of examples of patterns. And then here's one that I painted a little more in the traditional style. So if you want to do this, this is just a white plastic egg. I painted it with navy blue paint, acrylic paint. And the main thing to remember here is when you do the base color, to do it thin, don't do it too thick, and then you may even have to do 2 coats, but you don't want to do it too thick. And then you wait for it to dry completely before you do the white or the other color. These ones are just chalk eggs that I found at Walmart for a couple dollars, and you can decorate them. It's good for kids, but it just wipes right off. Here I used just regular eggs and markers, and it didn't turn out too well because I think the egg wasn't completely dry, and so it just kind of got blurry. So you want to make sure your egg is completely dry if you do go that route. But it wouldn't be such a problem with paint, but with the regular just magic markers, it was kind of a problem. Okay, and then we have, these are wooden eggs. This is one Charlotte painted. It's a carrot. And there's one that I painted. I just left it the wooden color because I thought it was cute. And here's a little chicken Charlotte did. So basically my tips are that I don't really have a specific tutorial because I think everyone's going to want to do something different, and really you want to probably go online and look for some examples and decide what you want to do. But my main suggestion is just when you do your first coat, just make sure it's not too thick, and then make sure it's dried before you paint on top of it, or else the colors will just mix together, and you don't want that. You want the colors to be separate. Like I said, you can use a Sharpie. If you're going to use paint, acrylic paint, you want to use smaller brushes. And now I'm going to switch over to talking a little bit about why we paint Easter eggs. So eggs have long been considered a symbol of fertility, life, and rebirth. The custom of the Easter egg as we know it today, according to many sources, can be traced to early Christians of Mesopotamia. From there, it would have spread into Eastern Europe and Siberia through the Orthodox churches, and later into Europe through the Catholic and Protestant churches. Other sources, though, say that the custom arose in Western Europe during the Middle Ages as a result of the fact that Western Christians were prohibited from eating eggs during Lent, but they were allowed to eat them when Easter arrived. So Easter would have been the first time to enjoy eating eggs after 40 days. In Christianity, Easter eggs also symbolize the empty tomb of Jesus Christ, from which he was resurrected. According to one Eastern European legend, when Christ was resurrected, Mary Magdalene went to the Roman emperor to spread the news, giving him an egg as a present. The emperor wouldn't believe what she told him and said that if it were true and Jesus were resurrected, the egg would turn red. According to the legend, the egg did indeed turn red. Therefore, in Eastern European tradition, red represents the blood of Christ and is considered the most important color when painting eggs. In Bulgaria, the first painted egg received should be red, and it should be kept until the next Easter. It symbolizes the prosperity of the house and the well-being of the family. So you guys could paint a red egg and keep it until next Easter. The rest of the eggs are painted in blue, green, yellow, purple, or are covered in beautiful decorations. In the past, the eggs were painted with natural materials. They used onion peels for the yellow color, leaves for the green, while nowadays food coloring is used. There are various ways to decorate the eggs. Some of the most popular today being using wax pens, cotton, or tissue paper to mix different colors. There are artists who spend several hours painting an egg, usually an artificial one, and turn it into a masterpiece. And I've included a link to a video of an Eastern European artist painting an egg. And I don't have the wax pens or any of that stuff, and I don't know how to do that, but there are videos online where you can see that. The tradition to decorate eggs at Easter is widespread within Central and Eastern Europe. The oldest known decorated eggs were detected near Worms, Germany. 2 colored goose eggs with decorated scratches were found in a 4th century grave of a young girl. It has become an elaborate and skillful art in Europe. The resulting patterns and color combinations of traditional folk motifs and designs are carefully guarded and handed down from mother to daughter. So you can create a motif that can become a tradition in your family, and you can hand it down to your daughter and granddaughters. According to some Eastern European folklore, decorations add mystical powers to the egg. In former times, it was the women's task to decorate the Easter eggs. During this process, men were not allowed within the house, since it was believed they could cause bad luck by putting a spell on the eggs. When finished, the decorated egg should bring luck and fortune to the owner, and would be used as a way of protecting the family by burying the decorated egg at the front door of one's home. For this reason, decorated eggs are welcomed gifts and prized possessions. So you can try burying an egg at the front door of your house. In Eastern Europe, people bring eggs to the church on the evening of Holy Saturday so that they are blessed by the priest. Everyone stays in the church until midnight when the priest announces Christ is resurrected and the bells start ringing. People greet each other with Christ is resurrected for the next few days instead of hello. In the past, this tradition was followed for 40 days after Easter. So that's another idea, a good way to greet one another. On Easter Day, everyone chooses a painted egg and hits another family member's painted egg until only one egg remains intact. The survivor is called Boritz, which means a fighter, and the person whose egg it was is believed to be happy and healthy all year long. So I'm assuming you just use a regular egg that's not boiled or anything, and you just hit them against each other's eggs until only one survives. So it's just one more idea. And that is all that I have today, but hope everyone has fun painting their eggs.